Hi, everybody, and thanks for joining us for the PHNX Suns pregame show brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's #1 sportsbook app. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you know whenever we are live. I'm Lindsay Smith here with Saul Bookman and Espo. Guys, how was your Thanksgiving?
Bear down, Arizona.
Oh, God.
Bear down, red and blue. Bear down, Arizona. Hit 'em hard, let 'em know who's who. Fight. Yeah, woo-hoo-hoo! Let's go, Cats!
Does ASU have a song like that?
They do, but nobody knows it.
I don't know it.
Like
I
they know
went to
the
ASU, I had no
fight
idea.
song, like the instrumental, but they don't know the words.
Emma,
because they suck.
You're at ASU too. Do you know?
Hell no.
But
But I'm so sad. But I don't know the song.
Yes, and yes, chat, you're right. Espo's pants are fire.
Yeah.
They're
just for you
awesome.
people.
Yes.
The wife hates them, but I did it for
It
you.
doesn't matter
so.
what your wife likes. It matters what we like, and we like the purple pants.
So you are my work wife, so
There you
I'm
go.
glad you
There
like
you
them.
go.
So
See, y'all can answer my
I've
question or not?
this is growth, Lindsay.
Yeah?
I wear colorful pants, and now it's starting to.
I told him I saw his colorful pants. I was inspired. I had to get some new pants, and I saw purple. Let's try them. So
Look at this.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought?
Yeah.
Who'd have thought?
Growth.
Not me. So back to Thanksgiving. Did you guys
Sure.
have a good one?
Yeah,
How
it's
was
good.
it? What'd
Chill.
you do?
It's nice. I didn't have to work. I told everybody here at work, if you send a message in the Slack or you text anybody about work, you will come see me on Friday morning. And not a single peep was
Good.
out there.
As it should be. You take a whole day to
Yes.
yourself
Yes, we all need it.
and your family.
we
and your
hosted
friends.
our first Thanksgiving, and it was nice.
Did it
And,
go? Did you make the turkey?
So we bought one that was pre-cooked, and I heated it. So
Oh, wow.
I took care of that. It was in the oven, took it out, and then my dad taught me how to carve it. I had never
Nice.
actually carved the
That's
bird
fun.
because that was always him or my uncle when it was at their house. So.
Did you guys have like a ceremony or?
Yeah, there was a handing of the knife and the paring fork. It was very
They touched
nice.
you on each shoulder and then handed you the knife.
Yes, I was knighted. It was nice.
I really only asked you guys that question so I could brag for 1 second.
I knew
Did
it.
you cook?
I knew it. That's why we kept going.
So I don't do any of the kitchen stuff. Like
No.
it's not my thing. I don't want to be in the kitchen ever. No business being there.
Nobody's shocked by that.
I made a pumpkin tres leches cake and it was actually really good.
Did you bring any in?
No, I didn't,
Well,
but
then
I
it
can bring
doesn't
some
count.
to you tomorrow.
Oh,
But
all right.
I thought,
yes.
well, as long as there's some left when I get home, who knows? There was still family over there when I left, but I was really proud of myself. I didn't love it as much as I thought I would, but I might just be being overly critical because I actually made it. But
I don't have anything going on tomorrow, like all day.
Whoa.
Knock on wood. Until we have our show tomorrow, maybe I'll cook something.
You should.
Maybe I'll cook
I'm
something.
in. I'm
Come
down
Let's
for
do
that.
it.
Saul.
Let's do it.
Make something for
You
us.
got to make something too.
I'll bring rolls.
Jesus Christ, this woman.
I'll show up.
So
Exactly.
Are
At
you
least
not
I offered to bring rolls.
very true? Are you not going to go to the watch party tomorrow at Four Peaks?
For
Yeah, it's
Saul
at,
forgot
it's
about
at
that.
12.
Yeah.
Saul can
Does
cook.
that mean I have
Hey,
to come here right after?
No,
Don't ruin my
All right,
chance to
well.
get some of Saul's
Emma,
great
shush.
barbecue.
We want to
Well,
eat Saul's food.
I'm not.
Eli,
going.
sorry to say, I did not smoke a turkey yesterday. I went to a buffet.
By the way, I also thought I blew up my knee yesterday. That was fun too. Bent down to pick up something and felt a pop in my knee, and it hurt real bad. But we're back. We're back in business today.
You know what
so.
else might get blown out?
The Detroit Pistons.
There you go, Lindsay.
The Phoenix Suns take on the Detroit Pistons tonight, and this one has the potential to be a really lame game
Yeah.
for many reasons, and we'll get into that. But hopefully what we see tonight is a major Suns blowout.
Hopefully.
Oftentimes, I know everyone's like, oh, don't let it be a trap game. Hopefully this isn't a trap game. At least we can hang our hats on the fact that typically when the Suns do fall into a trap game, it's on the road. It's
Well,
not at home.
especially this season. I mean, they've been spectacular at home. Only the one loss, and that was to Portland, and that's not a bad team like we thought it was going to be this year. That could have looked like one of those losses, but it certainly wasn't. It's usually on the road when this team has those let up games. So hopefully they're focused, even though yesterday was Thanksgiving. They don't have the tryptophan hangover, and they come out and they just take care of business, because as we'll get to later in the injury report, this is a quite depleted Pistons team.
Yeah. A lot of fans in the chat are already hoping that the Suns win by 11.
Yeah.
And we already know what that means.
Heyo.
So,
fingers
double turkey.
crossed.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed we get at 11 tonight for the post-game show.
It's unfortunate because there's a couple players on the Pistons that I think have a really, really bright future. But, we'll get to see them down the road, I hope, at some point.
Yeah, that would be nice. We do have a super chat from Victor Renee. Thank you for your super chat. Said, just a fan. Love the show.
Thanks, Victor.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
that.
Love you back. But yeah, hopefully we see a solid, because Hello in the comments said, you mean the Suns won't let a bad team stay in it?
We'll get to that
Hopefully
a
not.
little bit later.
Hopefully
Actually,
not.
right now.
Yeah, that's right now.
Yeah.
That's right now.
Yeah. Well, so we were talking. Sorry. I was thinking this at the end of the show. Because
Wait,
to be fair, we had talked about that being at the end of the show.
We did.
As
We
versus
had.
the beginning.
did.
I forgot we switched it around. Okay. Until I looked at the screen and I was like, oh shit, that is right now. But the Suns have listen, I know they play down to competition, especially subpar competition, a lot. But most of that is on the road.
Mhm.
At home, they typically take care of business. Now, it might not always result in a blowout, but they, at least for the last 2 years, they have dominated inferior opponents at home. They
Yeah.
just have, and this year they're 8-1 at home, like fantastic record. Their only loss coming to Portland. So I have no hesitancy about picking the Suns tonight. I think they'll win easily, especially with a depleted lineup like that.
I want to see this be a game where Devin Booker has between 27 and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Give him the rest. Hopefully all the starters. McHale can use that too. We know DA usually is in that range anyways lately. But that's what I want to see tonight, is get these guys in, take care of business, get them out, and get them those minutes off, because we know how that adds up as you go through the season.
Mhm. Yeah, I would like this to be a game that's put away pretty early, and you can pull all your main guys early on in the fourth quarter. I'm talking like 4 minutes into the fourth quarter. Pull them all. Det Nibbles said the Pistons just beat the Jazz in Salt Lake City. They have talent. Yes, they do. But the problem
How about
is
you?
that we're not going to see any of it tonight, likely. So look at the injury report, you guys. It's a mile long. On the Suns side, no
totally.
CP
Yes, they do.
still, no Landry Shamet still, of course, no Cam Johnson. On the
Yeesh.
Pistons side, Saddiq Bey is out, Cade Cunningham is out, Isaiah Stewart is out, Jaden Ivey is questionable, Killian Hayes is questionable, Hamidou Diallo is also questionable. Like, this is just a rough injury report for the Pistons, especially.
Yeah, this isn't about the Pistons just being a bad team. I mean, they do have young talent, but they're all on that injury report for the most part. So that has more to do with why it feels so confident tonight in this pregame show than the actual opponent. I mean, that's half a roster in most cases. So.
And that's a lot of their like young up and coming talent too. So that's what makes it even more of kind of a bummer on our end of things, because it's like we want to watch those guys, So it is kind of a bummer. But
Bees, it's not a setup.
at least our guys are good.
Yeah, our guys are good. Bees, it's not a setup. They're going to win today. I promise you they'll win today. Also, the biggest thing that I'm concerned about tonight is Jock.
You want to see Jock?
I
get some playing
need
time?
to see Jock in this lineup tonight and play at least 15 minutes. I'm getting worried. That's all I'm going to say.
That's it. Just
That's
stop.
it. I'm just getting worried. I need to see my guy Landale come out there and get some minutes. Man.
I too would like to see Jock play, especially because Dwayne Rankin wrote an article after, I believe, the first game that we didn't see Jock play. His family's in town. They'll be in town for a couple weeks. I think they've been here for a week or so already, but like, I don't think they've seen him play an NBA game at all yet. Monty, put the man in the game. Let his family watch him play some basketball.
Maybe Monty's teaching him a lesson, and he's not going to let him play again until after his family leaves.
Dude,
and
I would
it's
be so
some
pissed.
Mr.
No.
Miyagi kind of thing
Absolutely not.
to inspire him.
Absolutely not. I would be so upset. Hello says, if Jock becomes our holiday, I will be sad. I will riot if Jock becomes our holiday. I just don't want another holiday, period. Like, there's no business having that.
The only holiday that I want is the next one, which is Christmas. That's it. I don't want anything else. I want Jock to get minutes. Monty, I know where you live.
Hey.
Don't screw this up.
You?
Hey,
No, I really don't.
a big jock game is like Christmas to me. I love seeing that guy succeed.
You just like big jocks.
We do. Okay, so I do have an update for you guys, courtesy of one Gerald Bourget, who was at shoot around today. Landry Shamet, we told you guys on Tuesday, right? Was our last game? It's today, Friday? Yeah. The Landry Shamet was practicing again. Seemed like he was getting closer to returning. Well, Gerald got to talk to Landry today, and he gave us some more insight as to when the injury actually happened and what kind of symptoms he was going through. So let's talk about that after we watch these videos.
Minnesota was when that was when I first started. Things started to creep in a little bit. Okay. So it was the first. I think it happened was the first of that Portland back-to-back at home. You know, saw the doctors afterward. I had nothing. I had no symptoms. So I don't want it to be like something where it's like, how did they miss it? Right. Whatever, you know. No, like they did their job, went through the checklist, and I felt fine. You know, so you have to go based off of. You can't just like do a test and say, oh, you have a concussion, like, a scan or whatever right away. You know? So it's like, yeah.
So what are kind of next steps that you need to clear in order to get back out, or are you very close?
We're doing all of them. We're on the last checklist. I'm getting in shape, feeling shape, playing ones, you know, going through shooting rounds, no limitations, getting extra workouts in, a couple workouts, 2, 3, 4 workouts a day, you know, just trying to build my capacity up and play tomorrow. We landed in Orlando. I have my siblings, that's home for them, or Jacksonville's home for them, so they came and visited me, one of my sisters. And that was when I felt like really bad. There was also a hurricane, so we flew into a hurricane, you know, with a concussion. I mean, it's awesome. When we, you know, got to dinner, I was like, couldn't focus, the lights, sounds, whatever. Every time I stood up, I felt like Bambi. Felt like I was gonna fall out. So that's when it got kind of like, I was like, all right, this is kind of scary. Like, I don't throw up. I got really nauseous. Like I about threw up a couple times. You know, like a lot of that stuff was just kind of like, I don't take that lightly. So that's what got me to be like, hey, this isn't just a little headache I had during the game. This is like something real. So yeah, that's when it really got my respect.
Kind of like vertigo a little bit.
Yeah. Every time I stood up, it was like I was about to pass out. So very strange, man. But I'm lucky to be feel good and excited to get back rolling.
So yeah, that's all the information around what was going on with Landry Shamet, because I know all of us were, when it initially happened, we're like, wait, did you see what happened? What happened to him? I missed everything. So apparently it was in the Portland game, the second night of the back-to-back. And then he started feeling it the next game. And those symptoms, I won't lie, that he described were a little bit sketchy. I would probably have been very concerned and hesitant to come back as well.
He literally had one of his better games of the season.
Right after.
Maybe sometimes you got to think less in a game. I'm not trying to be, I'm not being facetious, but sometimes it is, you know.
I'm glad he's okay. I don't hate the guy by any stretch of the imagination, but I mean, like, listen, I don't know anything. I'm glad he's okay.
Yes, we are glad that he's okay. And hopefully we'll see him back in action maybe by the end of next week or preferably early next week at least, especially because we don't want, we need as many options as possible.
There's a rumor he could play tomorrow. Early as tomorrow. So.
I mean, that would be nice.
I couldn't focus on him talking though. That shirt, it had the Mercury PHX logo on it with the Suns. I don't understand.
It was really interesting. Low key though, I don't know that I would be mad about some crossover merch. Could
Did I
be
just
kinda
get the
cool.
loser sign from Emma?
Why did Emma give you the loser
Emma
sign?
and
Because I
I
noticed
are always on the same page. Every time Espo can't help himself but look at logos and merch or jerseys, and he gets sidetracked right off the bat. And so her and I just immediately were like,
there's a big uniform culture in the league. You know that, right? Yeah.
Thomas also liked the shirt in the chat. So see, they've got fans of this crossover. So that's that. All right. So now that you guys have all the information about tonight's game, who you got and by how much?
I got the Suns by 10.
Okay.
There's a theme here. If you watch this show a lot, you know that there's only 2 numbers I pick.
I guess I haven't really paid attention.
I have them by 15. I have confidence that this is going to be a blowout, which probably means they lose by 3.
Jeez, Espo, don't say that. I also have Suns by 10, and just so everyone knows, I sent mine in before Saul did. And Gerald has Suns by 12. So we are confident the Suns will win by double digits tonight.
Absolutely.
So fingers crossed that actually comes to a fruition.
And for the record, I always submit my scores without looking at our Slack because I never look at our Slack.
This is facts.
See?
Espo, what do our friends in Vegas think about tonight's game?
It's 12.5. They have the Suns favored by 12.5. So
The line moved. It is now -12 and Detroit plus 12.
Big money on Detroit tonight.
why? What in the world made that shift a half a point towards Detroit?
I think the betting minds thought Shamet was going to play, and so because he's not, they moved that 0.5 down.
I would likely say one of the questionable players is playing. So that's probably what did it.
Well, probably that, and the 12.5 is such a big number that you probably have some of the guys that like to just chase the good odds, throwing some cash that way.
That's true. That is true. On the DraftKings Sportsbook app, there are tons of different gambles that you can make. What are you guys liking for tonight's game?
Well, I'm going to go back onto this train. DeAndre Ayton over 16.5 points tonight for plus 110. This is the first time where we've seen a 16, 15, 14 point spread for DA be doubtful. So obviously it's plus money on DA, which means Vegas doesn't think that it'll happen, or it's less likely to happen. And so I was like, you know what? Now's a good time to jump back on the train. Let's see if DA comes out and plays, hard and solid for, 25 to 30.
Okay.
Yeah, I liked this combo bet today. Suns by 12.5 over that, and then over 224.5 total points in the game. So that's a plus 260. I'm going to take that one to the bank.
Nice. I like that one. I'm going to keep going with Book here because he's been helping me out a lot on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. I'm taking the over on his assist tonight at 6.5 at a plus 110. I feel like at some point in time, DraftKings is going to make this a lot higher, or they're going to lower the odds for that because they've been a plus for the last 3 weeks, I feel like, at about 5.5, 6.5 for assists and rebounds. And I'd say 7 out of 10 times it's hit. So
it feels like they never corrected it after CP3 went out.
Yeah, I think so. So until CP3 comes back, I think this is a solid gamble to make. And then Gerald's got a plus 90,000. Phoenix property value is better than Detroit's
I
property
don't know.
value.
Detroit's starting to make over that city.
And Phoenix is starting to go back down. So maybe they'll meet in the middle somewhere. Maybe.
Gerald going to lose some money.
Uh-oh. The first time in forever that Gerald will lose all of his money on his gambles. Okay. So before we send you guys off to watch this game, we do have a few things that we want to get off our chest. Espo, I will let you go first.
So I was trying to avoid the interwebs this morning while setting up Christmas. And of course, somebody had to go and say something immensely stupid online. Former Los Angeles Laker Lamar Odom referred to the Suns mascot, the gorilla, as racist and said, because you never see gorillas in Arizona, which is the dumbest take I think I've ever heard. But then not only did he say that on a podcast, a website then aggregated it. I'm like, really, people, Google. It takes one search.
And
Why
it's
do the
free.
Phoenix Suns have a gorilla as a mascot, right? And it's simple. In 1980, somebody sent a singing telegram courtside at the Madhouse on McDowell. The guy came in a gorilla suit, the crowd wound up loving it. They invited him back, and that became the mascot. Nothing racist about it. Actually, kind of a ridiculous, fun story about it, too. So use Google.
And didn't they try to have a mascot that was sun related, like a sunflower?
Yeah.
And it just didn't hit. Everyone was like, yeah, I'm good. So they were like, okay, we'll just pass on a mascot. And then this just happened upon them. And the fans loved it because it was fun and it was random. And that's just what it was. It's as simple as that.
Again, we talked about this. It's just so stupid that you're equating an animal and a city as if they have to coexist together. Let's go around sports.
What is the Orlando mascot?
What
is
the fuck is that?
What even is
What is that? Utah doesn't even have jazz. What the fuck is that? Like the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim? When the fuck have you ever been in that stadium and seen an angel actually appear in front of you besides Mike Trout?
Did you not watch the movie? There was angels. I mean,
oh my gosh.
They were in the outfield.
Just with this idiocy.
How about the team that he played for, right? The Lakers. There's no lakes in Los Angeles.
None.
I get that that's not the mascot. That's the team name, but that's just as asinine, too. Like, just a quick Google search. Unless you want to put on the tinfoil hat and go with me to another place that I think we could. Do you care to hear this?
Okay.
I'm a little
Lamar
concerned.
Odom used to be with Kourtney Kardashian.
Chloe.
Khloe Kardashian.
Are we getting 6 degrees of separation?
Devin Booker dated their sister and just broke up with her. There is a Kardashian call out right now, out to get the Phoenix Suns as a franchise, and this was the first step in that. Lamar trying to take down the beloved mascot.
Yo, low key though, if the Kardashians and the Jenners all pulled their money, they could probably buy the Suns.
They probably could. And then they'd trade Devin just to spite us all.
Oh my
Look
God.
out, people.
Could you imagine that? If the Suns were on a reality TV franchise?
I'm sorry I got my Kardashian.
We would be the most popular franchise of all.
Oh,
are you kidding me though?
Yeah, but
we would be every year we'd have all the All-Star starters. Every single year.
Yeah.
But by the way, I'm sorry I got my Kardashians mixed up. Please forgive me. And also,
be better tomorrow.
Yeah,
I will. Don't you worry. And
Courtney's dating Travis Barker. Okay.
Aren't they married now?
Are they?
I don't know. I haven't
Who the
watched
hell
the finale
knows?
yet. I'm pretty sure they're married. Though.
Let me say this though: if there was any mascot you wanted to have take umbrage with, have issue with, I told you that the Jazz Bear is a pervert. So there, you just gotta hold him accountable. And
Yeah, we
that's
don't
all you
like
need.
that. We don't like that at all.
What about the Gritty? What the fuck?
What?
Gritty?
Which one's Gritty?
Oh,
Philadelphia Flyers.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Have
his
you
name
ever
was
seen a Gritty walking around the city?
I didn't know that was what it was.
If you have seen a Gritty walking around the city, I can guarantee you were terrified. Because what the fuck is that? Okay.
What is that? And then the other thing we want to get off our chest is just another big suck it, Pat Bev, who got suspended for that shove in the back of DeAndre and the other day. And I think a lot of people are still upset about it on the internet, which is not surprising. But I do also think that people just like to hate the Suns. You either love the Suns or you love to hate the Suns.
Yeah.
You're in one or two camps. There's very little middle ground.
Mostly those are Laker fans that were in those mentions trying to defend Pat Bev.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he was defending his teammate. Shut the fuck up.
Also, to be fair, Pat Bev also said he shouldn't have done it post game.
But he still did it. And, you know, if you want to be a man, go up and get DeAndre Ayton's face. Don't shove him in the back.
And this shit. Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm just there's nothing to defending your teammate about that. You're just being a punk.
Yeah, and then Shannon Sharp wants to double down and talk about the Lakers should try to go after Devin Booker in the next game. It's like, Shannon Sharp, would you shut the hell up? Talk about a mascot. He looks like the Denver Bronco himself.
See, CTE is a sad thing. That's all I'm going to say about that take. Like that just sucks. I mean, it made no sense why people were defending Pat Bev and any of that. And you know what? Draymond Green saying that he thought that was a little egregious, the 3-game suspension on
How?
Twitter. I'm
Did
like,
he really say? I missed that
this
one.
dude punched his teammate in the face. He's like, shoving a guy in the back ain't that big of a deal.
Well, he's like, I didn't even get suspended, and
he was
I
like, at
punched
least
the
it was
guy
to
straight in
his
his
face.
face. So
Hey, he had a chance to defend himself. Not my fault he didn't. Like, all right, cool, whatever. But yeah, I don't know, man. This whole thing is just. And somebody's in the chat saying like on Reddit, the Suns are one of the two most hated teams in the league.
Mhm.
I wonder who the other one is. Who is the other one? I'm going to say it's the Warriors.
I think it's the
Really?
Lakers.
I think there is I'm telling you, it's just something about hashtag Team Light Skin. I'm telling you. I know. I'm telling you.
Joel, tell us who the top
Motherfuckers
one
hate
is.
Booker for no reason.
No, they do. Everybody hates Book for no reason. I don't get it.
You know what I love about this? The defending a teammate. They're acting as if Austin Reeves was seriously hurt. The dude was just laying on the court. He wasn't hurt. Like,
Well, and Anthony Davis was right there. So if he needed defending, why didn't AD do it?
Right? He could just push them off like that.
I don't know.
Oh,
I find it very interesting.
I hate the rest of the league. Fuck all those fans.
Well, we'll start with
You
Detroit
can
tonight.
cut that and post it. I don't give a shit. Let's go.
Let's start with Detroit tonight.
Hope you don't lose by 11 points.
Hello says they hate Book because he trash talks. Tell me an athlete who doesn't trash talk, and I'll show you a liar. Every athlete trash
Bees
talks.
makes a great point. We didn't see anybody on the Lakers trying to help Austin Reeves up either.
That's
They
fair.
all trampled over him trying to
That's
get
fair.
to fucking DA and Pat Bev.
You're not wrong. You know what else is really funny is that I find this hilarious because fans, Twitter hates Book. Every coach around the league loves Book. 90% of players around the league loves Book. So it's got to be a personal problem. It's a personal issue. It's not because of his game. It's not the trash talk, because the players, if they didn't like that either, they would also probably dislike Book. It's a personal problem.
It's because Devin Booker makes things look easy, and he doesn't have like the most outstanding athleticism in the world, but he still gets 30 a game. And people don't like to be made to feel that they had their own shortcomings in life and couldn't reach that type of excellence because they suck. Sorry, that's just the truth, all you haters out there. You couldn't do it yourself, so you want to hate on the guy that did.
So you brought up coaches like him. Tonight's coach, why am I blanking on
Dwayne Casey?
Thank you. Dwayne Casey is actually sung Book's praises pregame, said his son's a huge fan, and they actually named their dog Booker because of it. So, I mean, that's a coach about to face him admitting that pregame.
Yeah.
So there's not a problem with him within the league. It's just outside externally.
Exactly. So, but he's our guy, and we're glad to have him here on our team, and hopefully we have him here for the remainder of his career. Knock on wood. Enjoy tonight's game, y'all. And don't forget to meet us right back here after it wraps up. Okay, bye.
Hey yo, my lifestyle is retro. Tell the Phoenix Metro. Megas in control and he ain't never gonna let go. PHNX though. Lindsey Gerald Espo. Saw past